I would like to start and then just keep you for a good 30 to 20 minutes and then we'll be done. But
Sure.
he holds a bachelor's in digital forensics and has a master's in computer science, specializing in human computer interaction security and AI.
Yes, correct.
First of all, how did you get to even find out, listen, I can actually master in human computer interaction security and AI?
Yes. So basically, my master's is in computer science, but of course, with computer science, there's lots and lots of different streams, right? So I've decided, okay, I wanted to be a specialist in HCI security with because AI is the new thing. My mentors told me, let's go do something towards that, so that
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, once we graduate, I've already mastered the different fields in that particular stream.
Yeah, yeah.
And remember, I started off with informatics. So I think if there's young girls out there who are getting ready for university and people tell you, like, can you really do IT? Yes, you can. I
Mm.
started off not knowing what a port number is, and look at me, a whole master's graduate. So never let anyone tell you you cannot do it. You just
Yes,
need to want to do it.
yes. Thank you so much for that encouragement. I wanted to ask you what made you so passionate, firstly, to even get into the field of IT and then focusing mainly on protecting children online. I love what you're doing currently with the Cop Art Marcy and the Go Copa. So we're definitely going to share, you're going to share that with us. But I wanted to start with what made you so passionate? Of course, I don't think you went into IT thinking, this is what I'm going to go do one day. But
No.
tell us how that IT journey started and where you are now.
All right, so I'm not a mom yet, but a lot of my friends and my sisters out there, they already have children. So
Mm-hmm.
when people have children who are your nephews and nieces, you get to love them like your very own. So
Mm,
now, when they were born, it was like as if they were born with a cell phone in their hands,
sure.
right, to keep them entertained,
Yeah.
because that's just how the world is at the moment. However, everything moves fast with technology, but then us, the older, when I say older, it's like as the millennials,
Mm-hmm.
we don't move as quickly as the new technology and the new era. And that's when I realized, oh wow, my nephews and nieces are here, very, very young, watching YouTube at the restaurant, playing Roblox before they can even read.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be something that I need to do and contribute as someone in IT. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I wanted to study IT is I wanted to be an expertise in something. So after learning about informatics, I wanted to then say, you know what? I'm not the kind of person who's like a software engineer or something like that. I know I'm very much someone who just wants to be in the field doing something
Yeah.
that is very, very much sort of like having a purpose in life. And therefore I said, you know what's better than living for your future generation? And that's why I decided to specialize in child online protection, in helping families to keep themselves and their children safe in the
Mhm.
digital space.
Yeah. I think it's so important that we have security guards like you on social media. On social media, because I don't think Namibia has really experienced a level of digital crimes to put,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to children. But I
Yes.
always, like people say, cure prevention is better than curing. And so
Yes.
I would want us to really have these conversations more like this because
Mm.
reality is the digital space is taking over.
Absolutely. And you know what? I didn't just become an expert by saying, oh, I studied, I'm an expert. No,
Mm,
we actually went and did research with different schools in Namibia.
mm,
And one of the key factors that we found is that children learn about online safety with their parents or from their parents. But then, if the parents are not learning as fast about tech, then it's kind of like peer to peer. And
yeah.
actually, there's research from UNICEF, if I'm not mistaken, that states that a parent's online knowledge about online safety is as much as a 14-year-old. So now you have a 14-year-old kid who says he's learning about, or he or she's learning about online safety from mom and dad. But the fact is, most of us parents only know what our children also know.
Yep.
So that's, yeah, so that's where now there's a disconnect. And then at another research, actually a workshop that we did where we had parents, guardians, caregivers such as teachers and social workers, plus we had the children there. And most of the children said, if only my mom and dad will just be interested and
Mm,
talk to me about the different things that I'm doing online, then I would not be inclined to do all these other weird things, such as talking to strangers online.
mm. That is so important that you mentioned the talking with strangers online. I remember when my sister had just recently gotten her phone
Mm-hmm.
and she just started high school too, and she had downloaded this app, and this app had like not real people, but people that she could talk to.
Yeah.
And when I discovered it while I was kind of just doing the whole routine check of like going through my sister's phone,
Yes.
I didn't even notice the app because it just looks like a normal, game that children play unless you go into it and actually see what this app is about. And so
Correct.
I met from this person and
Mm.
I responded, but like you can kind of pick up that this person is actually not a person. It's actually
Mm.
a computer. And my fear was that although it's a computer and although it's entertainment, it's really rewiring your mind to think that you can confide in this computer, that this computer
Yes.
will give you advice because your
Mm-hmm.
people are probably too busy to really sit down with you and have conversation. Or it's
Mm.
easier for a computer to confide in a computer to say, I'm struggling with this right now and I don't know which choice to make. Can you make the choice for me?
Yes.
A computer will
Yes.
not say no.
Yes.
They would
Yes.
actually give you advice. And we have seen time and time and again, I've read also on social media that their children literally committing suicide because they're fallen in love with computers, and these computers are
Yes.
encouraging their behavior of committing
Mm.
suicide. So it's very important, and I think that's why I kind of really wanted to start with this event, or rather this conversation,
Mm.
because I've experienced firsthand how computers can really integrate themselves into the lives of our siblings, our what is it, children, uh,
Mm-hmm.
or you as a guardian experiencing that level of trauma. Because for me, I was just like, what is going
Yeah.
on? I, of course, didn't scold her, but I had to sit down with her and be like, you do know that this person is not real. And although it's so
Yes.
innocent, it can escalate because you've gotten so used to actually talking to this person. It,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And it becomes scary.
yeah,
It becomes scary because then what happens now is we also lose that social connection when it comes to, we don't know how to speak to people anymore.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
technology is supposed to make the gap shorter. Like, for example, you're sitting in Namibia, I'm in Indonesia, and yet we're able to speak about this using tech platforms.
yeah.
But now, when you start to take tech into integrating too much into your social life,
Mm-hmm.
then we're now losing that
Yes,
sensibility in a way.
yes. I did want to ask about Gogo Kopa, if I
Okay.
correctly.
Yes, Gogo Kova, she's a grandma. She's a grandma who protects children online because, I created Gogo especially for the African ecosystem. And like when the children said that they learn from their parents, we should also learn from our parents. So our gogo, right? Our grandma.
Mhm.
We need to learn from our gogo, who is now a tech savvy gogo.
I love the concept of it being a parent or elder, actually, an elder that can kind of
Yes.
guide and lead you and protect you. And this is it a real person? Of course it's not, right? To
No,
chat.
no, no. Yes, Gogo is a chatbot that specializes in child online protection.
I love that. And how exactly does she work? Is it something we need to be able to sign up with or download? Or how exactly can one get in touch or sign up and have this, go help us protect our children?
Absolutely. I'll definitely provide you with a link where our viewers can actually just click a button and talk directly to Gogo and have Gogo on their phone. At this moment, it's still a chatbot, but I must say, okay, maybe I'm doing like a pre-launch, which is that Gogo will be available on app stores soon. We're just busy with all the semantics and all the paperwork, but there should be a launch for GoGo one of these days. However, right now, the chatbot is available for all our parents. I'll definitely provide you with a link, or the link is actually on my bio.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's link.tr.ee cop Aunt Marcy. And from there, you can just go straight and use Gogo. So, what Gogo does is, Gogo will not tell you, oh, she will tell you, but it's not something for how do we control our children's online habit. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Gogo is all about let's have a conversation. Let's put frameworks together to keep children safe. So, you will see as parents, once you start prompting Google and asking questions about online safety, she
Mm-hmm.
will give you vast advice and she will give you steps.
Mm-hmm.
She will even give you conversation starters like, all right, my 15-year-old kid keeps on, he looks a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going on. He's always on his phone. How should I open this conversation with him? And then Gogo will definitely guide you. So she won't tell you too much. She will guide you,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, she's tech savvy, so she knows all about Roblox. I keep on training her. Every time a mom texts me, like, "Do you know this game? Let me research." And then I tell Gogo, "Okay, Gogo, let's learn more about this and that."
Uh, Thank you so much for creating um
Oh.
safe. I don't think people realize how important it's because you can't really find a place you can go to that's gonna make it very
Mhm.
difficult for even the parents that will usually go to the child and ask, how does this work? Can you please help me install this or whatever it is? But you can go to Google, and although you can see there's a shift in your child, there's a shift in your sibling that they are able to, or Google is able to guide you into uh, something as simple as how can I start a conversation for the child to be able to open up to me
Yeah.
their interactions with AI. Um,
Yes.
yes. Did you want to say?
And also, oh yeah, I wanted to say that even though, like for example, you go on Gogo and you don't know what should you learn with Gogo, she also has prompts, and then we just learn together from there.
Nice, nice. I love you. So now you don't even have an excuse of I don't know what to say.
Yes, Gogo will help you.
Yes. I did want to find out how are how have you probably observed, I don't know what you have seen really, predators using social media specifically, and gaming platforms. You're talking about roadblocks.
Yes.
How do they usually use, what tactics do they use to reach children?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that would be then social media and then gaming platforms that predators use to lure children in, because it's not just starting relationships. Sometimes it's sharing bank details,
Yes.
So it can really, the extreme can happen.
Mhm.
So how do these predators use social media and then gaming platforms?
All right. So I'm not the type of person who just does research and then that's how it is. For example, with Roblox, I actually sat down with my nephews and nieces and I played Roblox with them just
Mm,
so that I know what the game, how the environment of the game looks like.
mm,
So I remembered, I think we were playing a section on Roblox called Adopt Me. And
mm,
now with Adopt Me, you run, you go to, the different houses there in the game. And
mm,
then I think it was on the left hand side, there were conversations, right? And at that time, my nieces just started learning how to read. So then she will read, but she's not fast enough because she must just started learning how to read.
mm,
And then one day she just caught a glimpse of a conversation. She said, why would somebody say something like that on the game? And then as we looked deeper, actually, what they do, like, remember, you don't know how old the people are.
mm,
Like the way my nieces were little and they're playing Roblox, nobody knows that they're little children who are just playing together,
mm,
right? So that's the one thing that we must tell our children is that people online, these online gaming platforms, you don't know how old they are. They can say that they're a 15-year-old girl and it turns out it's a 50-year-old male who's playing games.
mm,
And then it's all of these DMs. It all starts with the DMs. So that's why it is very important. I sat my sister down and I sat all my friends down and I say, listen, if your children is on a gaming platform and you know they are underage, it's better to just deactivate those DM,
mm,
yeah, the inboxes. You can do that. You can do that on TikTok. I remembered someone was harassing me on TikTok, a grown woman, and someone's harassing me. All I did was I deactivated the messages
mm,
and I put filters on. So, as much as we are telling children to do that, like, okay, have filters when certain words come out, or when there are certain words, eliminate them from the For
mm,
You page, for example, on TikTok. The
mm.
same with Instagram. We can check our children's algorithms and actually filter them out, right?
Oh, that's
And
good.
yes, you can do that now. So you just go to algorithm, and then I think there's like a bar on the right hand side with the hearts,
Mm,
and then you click on there and then you see like all the algorithms that is currently on and you
mm,
can edit them. For example, I'm not very much into people who are shopping, right? That materialism, consumerism, I just don't enjoy that. That's not who I am anymore. So I
mm.
prefer to see people gardening these days. I know I'm turning into such an old auntie. Like I'm just enjoying
If you
people
are an old
gardening.
auntie, who am I then? 'Cause I'm also like, I start gardening. I want to plant my tomatoes now.
Same. I don't know. I live in a high rise, but we don't know. We're gonna start gardening. So you can do that. So if your children are watching things on social media
Mm,
that's really not for them, moms and dads, it is your responsibility. You can do that by simply checking on what is the algorithm showing your children and alter it.
mm,
Alter it because it's so addictive. I mean, I've spent hours and hours. I'm a person who can control myself. And I've had days where you just scroll
mm.
constantly and you don't stop. So imagine our little children who do not have self control sometimes.
Yes, I think talking about that goes hand in hand with how one can basically abuse your
Mm,
screen time, I would say it.
mm.
Um, but how does online abuse then affect a child, of course, emotionally? And then
Yes.
too, because like you're saying, you're an adult, but you'll be scrolling for
Yeah.
an end. So what about that child that is gaming for hours on end?
Mhm.
That is on their social media platforms, whatever they're doing these days. I don't even know. How does
Yes.
we see how this because it's abusing. You're abusing really your access.
Phone privileges, yes. Your screen privileges. You're abusing it by not using it in a way that will actually enhance your life. Now it's taking over your life.
Mm. So I think the right conversation really to have is not that social media is bad.
Mm.
Know that, okay, if I'm going on social media, I should rather decrease my desire of it being just going to waste time, but rather, okay, I'm going on there to interact with Marcy. She's in Indonesia. It's able to, be able to have these type of conversations, or it's I'm promoting my business solely on social media to promote and interact and respond to messages and market my product on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the times, because there's really no goal to why you're going on social media, that the abuse comes in. The you
Yes.
just doing the most on social media comes in. Today I
Uh,
got a notification from my phone telling me
uh,
the breakdown of my screen time.
yes.
And I was not that I use social media only for leisure, but I was really thinking, I was like, okay, I do some,
Business stuff. Yeah, we're business women, so we're busy on there. Yeah.
so, social media is the great platform, but I really needed to be honest with myself and say, but Carlin,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes not doing anything.
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
from one page to another, and it's just on and on and on and on and on. And I think it affects us so much to the point where we actually get um anxiety attacks. Like it really contributes to even your depression because now
Mm.
the person thing comes in and oh,
Yes.
he's doing this much. What am I doing with my life? My life does not look as exciting as Marcy's life.
Mm.
So I think really the way to go is to have conversations, but we're not having the conversations because why? We are always with our phones, even over dinner. We are always on our phones. But to have conversations really like this.
Yes.
I'm seeing someone does have a question. My niece used to game hours on end, and when we really went through the gaming app, we were surprised at the conversations we saw.
Yes. What is this? Shigotina. Okay.
But
So you see, it's that thing of DMs. When somebody starts to talk to your children privately, private messages,
mm-hmm.
then that's where now they start with the grooming process. On the
Mm,
platform that your children are on, via DMs. So it's important that we have this openness with our children to say, hey, you're on Instagram. Can we please put on, I think it's called teen mode, where you can then sync your child's Instagram with yours, just
mm,
so that you can see who they're adding, who they're having conversations with.
mm. I think with my sister, because she's quite old. I don't want to say
Mm.
in high school, and I also don't want to like invade her privacy that much. So
Yes.
what I think I've intentionally been doing is to really have conversations with her. And now she's even open. I think in December she was telling me how this person that was, started off so kind, and then this person then started sending her nude pictures. And so
Wow.
I told, and she was like, I don't know what to do. And I was just like, what do you mean you don't know? Block the person.
Yes.
So actually advise caregivers, guardians,
Mm.
parents do. And yes, sometimes children do come to you to, confide in you and say, I don't know what to do. But what advice would you give to that child when they really, because what if the adult is not there that time? What then does that?
Yeah. I think this goes back to we're always so concerned to block people or mute people or unfriend people or hide people on our social media platform. But at the end of the day, it is my social media, it's not your social media, right? So therefore, if that guy was sending inappropriate content, that's the first thing you do. You just block them.
Mm,
Because remember that when it comes to online danger, it starts off with, I want to gain your trust first,
mm,
right? That kindness that your sister was talking about.
mm,
And then from there, the conversation turns into something differently again, and something different and different, different, and becomes bigger. So the whole point is first I manipulate you, and then I coerce you into doing things.
mm,
So, the most important thing is to actually, like you said, have this conversation and say, block the person. It's okay. Why
mm,
do you feel bad in blocking somebody that you don't know?
mm,
You
mm.
don't know this person. Yeah.
What are the signs one can look for if your child is kind of being in the stages of being groomed and harassed, but some of the children are not as vocal, um,
Mm.
very, self-reserved, and they just kind of keep to themselves. How then does one pick up in their behavior, or I don't know, how can one really just signs and symptoms, to put it for a lack of better word, when a child is being groomed?
From the research that I have done, plus I remembered having a conversation with one of the moms whose child was being groomed online, is that they start to become super depressed. All they want to do is hide in their room.
Mm,
They start to take their phones into the bathrooms, into the rooms. And once they start doing that, that's when actually you need to take the phone away.
mm,
Because what they do is they try to isolate you.
mm,
And then those are the small little signs that your children are probably being groomed online when they
mm.
don't want to show you their phones.
Yeah, yeah. What message would you give to a child who feels that way, who feels alone, who feels afraid online, a bit depressed, starting to, their character is literally changing, but what
Mm.
is that child, not the parent, but the child?
Your trusted adult, like your mom and dad, they're not angry with you.
Mm,
They are concerned for you.
mm,
So it is wise to just actually tell your trusted adult, like your mom or your dad, about what is going on
mm,
so that they can help you.
yeah.
Whatever you're going through, that other person is somewhere else. They're
Mm,
not there with you. Yes, it feels like constant harassment or something like that, but tell your parents.
mm,
Tell your parents so that they can find information on how to help you. You're
mm,
not in trouble. You're not
mm.
in trouble. We just don't know how to help you if you don't tell us what's going on.
Yes. Thank you so much, Marcy, for having this conversation with us. Um, I don't even have questions anymore. I think you were straight to the point, that you gave us what to look out for, what measures we can put in place. And I think we just need to have accountability as these caregivers, guardians, um,
Yes.
to really take time, as we are setting these beginning of the year goals.
Yes.
And
New year, new me.
on new me, new year, to actually put on our goals and our vision boards, spending enough time with our nephews, our nieces, our siblings, our children, and really getting, to be their friends, number one. Number two, to be that protection.
Yes.
Put measures in place so that even when you do move away from them, or you're going to work, or you're too busy, that they are still able to protect themselves, because mom and dad have actually guided me in it. So I would like to thank you on behalf of CYPAN, also in Namibia, that you were willing to have this conversation with us. And that, of course, if there's any future thing, I'm going to definitely call you.
Yes. Do that. I'm ready for you. You know that.
Yes. Do please share with us quickly before we leave. Of course, this will also be attached to the video,
Yeah.
on regarding your Cop Aunt Marcy page. what is the page about, and yeah, basically just what the page is about.
No worries, no worries. Once this video launches, then I think I can add it in the comment section, yeah? Because
Mhm.
I think if I add it now, it's all gonna go away anyways.
Yes.
So I'll do that once this video publishes. But
Yeah.
Colin, thank you so much for inviting me and asking me all of these questions, which I feel is so important for our community.
Mhm.
Not because, they need to learn about online safety, but it's because online safety is just the same now as locking our doors.
Yes.
Right. It's just something that we need to put in place. It's burglar bars for
Mm,
our online world.
Thank you so, so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Thank
and,
you.
and do the work that God has entrusted you to do. It's a huge task that you're doing, and I pray and hope that more people join you to really make this a success. And I'm holding these up for you so that it does get to that we're able to download these app um,
Amen.
and be able to use it properly too. So I'm excited for your new journey on that.
Thank you so, so much. And I hope the parents who are watching today will be able to test Gogo out.
Mm,
Give me feedback. I'm open to feedback. I'm open to making it better, co-designing with most of our parents here.
mhm.
So I hope people will use Gogo more.
Yes. All right. That's it from us. Thank you again for joining us. And do share this once it launches. I do know that people were not able to join due to other commitments, but that's fine. That's why I love social media, that we can still continue and people can watch it next time or later on. So
Yes.
it's that. Bye bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.